Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? So, I have got Miss Maisie with me today to do some games with you. And so, thank you very much, Missy. I'm just going to settle her down because she is raring to go. She knows I'm talking to you guys, so she's ready to show her what she can do. I'm just going to tag a load of people in. So get some people on here to watch this morning. Cool, a couple of people have jumped on. Can you hear me all right? Just check the microphone's working okay. Should be working all right, so you should be able to give me some likes and loves. What it also does, it lets me know you can hear me all right, you can see me all right. I'm just tagging people. But what it also does, it lets know other people in the group. Facebook's a little bit weird and it doesn't let people know when you're going live. So this massively helps. That'll do. Got a few of you on here, haven't we? Good morning, super. Morning, everybody. Morning, Tam. You can hear me all right, super. So we've got Noisy Maisie today. She has seen me get stuff ready. She's seen me get stuff ready, so she's raring to go. But I want to talk to you all first. How did everyone enjoy yesterday's training? So I've seen a few bits of videos. Super. So do put your videos up for what you're about to do. Have we all seen how to make a phone holder out of toilet roll? Or as someone else popped up, they'd made one of a Pringles. So that is a way you can do your filming, because it's really hard. If you haven't got a holder for your phone, it is hard, because you try to balance on all sorts of stuff, and then it ends up falling over. I saw it, I'm afraid it isn't actually my idea. I did steal it from somewhere else. I saw it on Facebook about a week or so ago, and I thought, actually, that's a really good idea. If you don't want to spend the money on like a stand or like a tripod or something, it's a nice, easy way, so you can do some filming. Give me some films of your puppies and how they're doing with the training on the games we did yesterday. So today we are looking at boundary games. So boundary games, I might call it hot zone, I might call it bed games. It's all exactly the same thing. So you know, yesterday we talked about permission. We talked a bit about permission. I always talk about having rules as well. It's important we have rules with our puppies, showing the way to go. So yeah, this is going to show you do some permission games with your dogs as well. So Maisie is literally ready to go. She's seen me get the beds and stuff. She's like, I know what game we're doing. So the problem with this is Maisie does have this game. So what I'm going to do is try and pull her back. And I'm going to try and catch her some rewarding. I'm hoping she's going to mess up, basically. I'm hoping she's going to mess up so I can show you how to fix these things. So this game, how we do it. So we're going to use a bed. So a bed is just a bed. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you with, I've got some vet bed out. So I've got some vet bed out. That can just be, it doesn't have to be a vet bed. It can just be a blanket. I'd always say don't do it quite big. So the vet bed I've got, for her size, if I was training this from the start for the size of dog I'm using, I would probably at least double the size to make it dead easy. Always set your dogs up for success. Make it super easy for them. So I'm going to use a bed on the floor first. But I'm also going to show you with a high bed how I use that. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. One of the reasons I quite like using like a blanket or a piece of bed on the floor first is because you can train it on there, and then what you can do is pop the blanket onto a bed. It just transfers the value. So what we're going to be doing, we have got birds in the garden, so I've got some distractions as well. The blackbirds are nesting. I've noticed them yesterday. Sorry, lost concentration there. So yeah, what we're going to do is bed games. So why am I teaching you this? So it's really good. Teach them some manners. We're teaching them some permission, which I talked about yesterday. It's really good for those dogs that jump up. It will actually help with those dogs that jump up as well. It's also good for taking on holiday when we are allowed holidays again. So it means you can take, also just going to a cafe or pub when we're allowed to do those things again as well. What you can do, say if you go to a cafe or pub, it means you can take a blanket, just keep a blanket in your car, take it in the pub, and your dog knows they have to settle on that bed. It means you can have a dog settled in a pub dead easy. This is why I also like teaching it on a blanket as well, because it means makes it easy to take with you. But once you start teaching this game, you can transfer it to any bed, to be honest. And it doesn't just refer to beds. So you can transfer this to your crate. A little sneak, we are doing crate games this week as well. But it's also, you can start with this if your dog's worried about the crate. Okay? Which I'll go through on the crate games as well. The other thing I've used it for, so I was on a holiday a few years ago now. Went on a little cottage for the weekend with my friends. I had the downstairs bedroom. The dogs weren't supposed to go in the bedrooms. So there was carpet in the bedrooms and stuff, and yeah, it was all of the cottage. Right, so my dogs sleep in my bedroom with me. So I was like, right, this is going to be a bit of a problem because they used to be able to go where they want to go. So what I did was decide, they did sleep, don't tell the cottage owners, they did sleep in the bedroom overnight, but that's the only time they were allowed in the bedroom. So the bedroom had carpet on the floor, and the kitchen was right next to the bedroom, and that was like tiled. So it was like a change of texture going in the room. I told them once they weren't allowed to step over from the kitchen into the bedroom, and they didn't anymore until I told them they were allowed to. So until I gave them permission to walk into the bedroom, they didn't like cross that barrier. And I think it helps with like different textures. But also, I've never trained that. That is not something I'd ever trained for. So I got there and I was like, oh, how am I going to deal with this? Because I can't have them going in and out of the bedroom all day. Maisie, you'll see her in a minute. She's got quite long fur. She does molt quite a bit. Even if I give her a good brushing, you still find her hair. So I didn't want them to be in the bedroom too much. But yeah, this is the game that I taught them, and this is how it transferred. So just when you're teaching some things, don't just focus on what you're teaching it for. Lots of these games can be transferred into other things, into other situations, is what I'm trying to say. Cool. Right, shall I show you all then how to do boundary games? So like I said, I'm going to start with just a piece of vet bed to begin with. What we do is we let our dogs think. Now, I mentioned yesterday, give your dogs time to think. This is a thinking game. So what I could do with this game is take a piece of treat on Maisie's nose and lure her. So get her to follow the treat and lure her onto the bed. So luring just means get your dog following the treat. I could do that. Yeah, dead easy. She's not really thinking about what she's doing when I do that. So what I like to do is get your dogs thinking. When you get your dogs thinking, it tires their brains out a lot more. I did this game, it must be a little while ago now. I think it must have been beginning of the year. Where someone hadn't done it. It was what the dog trainers call it, shaping. It's called shaping. Because what you're going to do is build behaviours on top of each other. So first all I want to do is look at it. And then I probably want a paw on it. And then I would like 2 paws on it. And then I want to stand fully on it. And eventually what I want to do is have a stop on it. That's like a quick run through of what I want. But this client had never done any kind of shaping. It had all been luring. So the dog had always been told what to do. And she was like, she's never going to get it. She's never going to get it. And all of a sudden she was like, oh my God, she's got it. The dog jumped on the bed. All of a sudden just hopped completely on the bed rather than doing 1 or 2 paws. And she was like, oh my God, she did it all on her own. So giving your dogs that time to think, they can work stuff out. They're super, super clever. We just have a habit of sometimes making it too easy for them. So, right, I'm going to get started. So, any questions on this, do pop up. Like I said, thank you. Maisie does know this game. So what I'm going to do is always try and break her down and stop her doing it too quickly so I can show the stages. And hopefully she'll go wrong as well. Right then, Missy. So what you are going to do, I'm going to check you can see. I'm going to pop her over there while I pop it down. So I'm going to pop it down. If she touches, yes, good girl. So if she goes near it, looks at it, she's going to get a yes and a treat away from the bed. Not treats on the bed yet. We are starting with treats away from the bed. Yes. So that was a paw on. Yes. So I am almost making Maisie not go. Yes. She's just touching it. Oh, she's lost that one. There you go. I'll give you another one. The treat always away from the bed at the minute. I want her to realise, yes, when she touches this, a treat appears. So she touches this, it's like a trigger. A treat appears. So what she's starting to, you can see, she's coming straight back over here. Yes. Without me giving any direction. See if I can. What will usually happen, see if I can get to do it. They'll do this. There you go. I've actually almost forced her to do it. What your dogs will probably do is come here. They might come quite close and they'll just stop dead. They'll go, I don't know what you want. So what you can do is just move. Yes, good girl. If you move around the bedside, so I don't mean moving, doing all of this, trying to get your dogs on it. Moving, I would just see how she's next to it, but not touching it. I'll just take a step that way. Yes, good girl. Just little tiny movements, just to encourage your dog to move it. So see how she's got stuck. So this is what your dogs will do. What they might do as well, basically sit. Good girl. What your dogs will do is probably that as well. So if your dogs do that, just take a little step. I'm going to have to release her because she won't move otherwise. Break. Good girl. So you can also help them a little bit by standing like this side of it. Yes, good girl. So she's starting to go on it. Yes. I know that she's got this already, so I'll try to break it down a little bit. But she is still getting stuck. So I'll just help her out a little bit. What I'm going to aim for now, that she's realised what the value is, I'm not going to help her. Good girl. Now that she's realised where the value is, I'm going to reward the bet. Excuse me. I'm not going to reward that barking. So So reward the bed. About 3 treats on the bed. You had a bit more then. How to get her off? Treat on the end of her nose, break, and tell her she's allowed off. Okay? So you don't need to use a word to begin with. So I'm just going to encourage her. You stuck. So I'm just helping. I'm going to take that, but I'm not going to reward her on the bed because I'd prefer to be fully on the bed. Oh my goodness, are you broken? Are you broken? So just going to help her a little bit. There you go. So about 3 treats on the bed because you're getting the value on the bed. The next one, treat on the end of her nose and you can tell her she can come off. Well, I'm just going to change it onto the high bed for you. So she fits better on this one. Good girl. So you might be able to see a bit better as well. So about 3 treats on the bed. Oh my goodness, are you okay? Oh my goodness. Because you're getting a bit overexcited, Missy. About 3 on the bed, 1 off the bed. Don't always do just 3 on the bed. This time I might do 4. I have got 4. Just because your dogs will learn, they'll eat the 3 treats and they know it's time to go. Oh, she's missed 1 on the bed. That doesn't matter. I'll have it back. Good girl. So it doesn't really matter what position she's in. She could be a stand, a sit, a down, whatever she wants to begin with. Good girl. So she doesn't have to be in any position to begin with. I don't mind what position she's in to start with. I just want to build some value on the bed. Is this making sense, guys? Do you know what you're going to have a go at doing today? So this one is super important. You're going to send me some videos. Because all your dogs might do slightly different things. Okay? So the trick is not to lure them on. Yeah? Get them to think. Dog trainer word, warning. Shaping. So what we're doing, so I started off, she looked at it, didn't she? And I rewarded her for that, but I rewarded away from the bed. What we want to become is a trigger that, like when she touches the bed, food appears magically. So she presses like this trigger and food arrives. So to begin with, that's what you're going to do. Build it so she puts 1 paw, 2 paws in the bed. Eventually they'll just go on the bed and reward that away. When they go on there and they stay there for like a millisecond, we'll start rewarding the bed then. So once you see them going to build some value, they're like, oh man, if I just stay here, will I just get fed? Yeah, actually will. Actually will. You're going to have to give it a go, Lucy. Super, yes, I'd love to see people having a go with this. I'm going to show you a little bit of the next stage, just so you can see a little bit why we're doing it as well. So, yeah, once you're staying on there, start rewarding the bed. So reward the bed roughly around 3 treats on, 1 treat off. So the reason we do about roughly 3 on, 1 off is because you want to build the value in the bed. If you did 1 treat on, 1 treat off, there's no value. No value anywhere. So it needs to be value, yeah? So we've got to build value for hanging out on the bed. So what I'm going to show you is sort of stuff you can move it onto and where it also comes useful. You ready? So what I'm going to do is reward her a little bit on the bed. So I'm going to encourage her into a down because she's more settled. But you can start building, if you see me, a little bit of distance. So you wouldn't start off too touch. Remember, she does this game quite a bit. It means my dog can be on a bed. I prefer you a bit more settled, Missy. So going behind her is going to be harder. So maybe I'll come this way. I'm going to come towards the camera and she stays on the bed. Yeah, so she's supposed to stay there. Then I'd go back to her and tell her she's doing the right thing. So this is an example. Say if I was cooking, say this is my kitchen. I'd cook here, come chop some vegetables. I'd pop back over. Reward her for staying on the bed. It means you're not going to get dogs bothering you. Thank you. Excuse me. See my excuse me there? So she decided she was going to get off the bed on her own. Not acceptable. So all I did was have to stand back and go back to her. So she's also doing a little bit of attention barking. Good girl. Give her a break. Give her a release off. So that's like a little example of how, get me a couple of her breakfast in my pocket. Little example of how you can use it in real life. So things like, who's having trouble with their puppies when they're trying to cook dinner? or you're trying to prepare your lunch. Yeah, this is what the sort of games these can go on to as well. Well, you can, yeah, so that's the sort of stuff you can use it for, like out and about, but also, like I said, for things like when you're preparing dinner, when you're eating dinner, who wants the dog sat on the bed at the end of the table rather than under the table? Me. So I don't really allow my dogs under the table when we're eating dinner. I like them sat on the bed. So what I would use is either the vet bed at the end of my dinner table. The dogs are to sit on the vet bed while we eat dinner. Just, again, these are just like little rules. So my dogs have both had that. They've both had that since they were puppies. It's been a rule. So a little trick with that was what I would do is I'd have 2 mouthfuls of food. I would give them a treat on the bed. 2 mouthfuls of food to give them a treat on the bed. So quite a high rate of reinforcement. So rate of reinforcement is how quickly I do this and give her treats. I think she caught nearly all of those. So how quickly, that's like doing this. That's like a really high rate of reinforcement really quickly. Then you'd go, actually, 1, 2, treat. 1, 2, 3, treat. Yeah? So they actually start slowing down how much food they have. So there's a pigeon just gone past. So eventually they don't need food. They don't have food now for sure while I'm eating dinner, yeah? So does that make sense? You're going to have a go with that. So there's a couple of, that was an extra bit there as I've just chucked it, isn't it? About dinner times. If you're really struggling with dinner times though with your puppies, my suggestion is if you're using crates, pop them in the crate while you eat your dinner as well, yeah? It's another option. So we always have options and solutions here. So have you got any questions? I see one. I'll just double check back so I don't miss anything. Is that making sense? Are we ready to have a go with bed games? Are we ready to go probably get bed games inside? It's getting warm again already, isn't it? Maggie likes to chew blankets, bed, which may be an issue. So Lauren, actually, did you see the vet bed? So I'm just going to show you the vet bed. There you go. Give Maisie some food. So all I'm doing is give her some scatter feeding, so her breakfast. Vet bed. This is vet bed. It is like a fluffy fabric, and it's like, this one's all like, I don't know what the back is. You get different ones. You get green back and you get this back. And I think the green back is like actual vets use, and this one is the one I tend to have. So what vet bed is, I really like it for going in crates, especially with puppies, because what happens with it is if they do have an accident or they spill the water, it soaks through to the bottom and the top stays dry. Yes, one of the reasons it is literally used in vets, what it's called vet bed. Also, it can be chewed, but it's less easily chewed. So it might be something good for Maggie as well. I have heard of dogs that have chewed it, but less likely. And it's not expensive. It's not very expensive. I think I got these 2 pieces for like 20. I've got about 20 quid. I've got two of these that I chopped, well, big one that I chopped in half. So vet bed is like a massive thing that I love when I've got puppies, and I use it for all their lives. So I have vet bed in the kitchen and I have vet bed in the van. It's easy to wash as well. You can chuck it into, you can chuck it into the washing machine. So I chucked a load of it in the washing machine the other day and hung it out on the line to dry. So it's nice and easy to wash as well. What happens if they get off the bed? So if they try and get off the bed before you've told them they're allowed, what you need to do is reward a little bit quicker. So that's where what I call the rate of reinforcement, how quickly you're feeding them. You need to feed just that little bit quicker. Just put that on the floor. Just feed a little bit quicker so they haven't got a chance to get off the bed. Okay, so I'd be literally going really quick for it and then one off. So we have a lot of spaniels in here. Spaniels are super, super quick. So Maisie is a collie cross spaniel, so she can be quick if she wants to be. I have worked working cocker spaniels though before. That's actually what I'm going to be getting as well, and they're even quicker. So that's when you're going to have to be really quick with your rate of reinforcement, guys. Okay, so have a go, Lucy, and do me, like I said, do me a video. Make use of your toilet roll holders so I can see how the training is going. And I shall pop this I'm popping all of these into the units for you to see as well. Thank you. I got the good rug you suggested the other day and she hasn't touched the chair since. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I think it ended up being in the garden, actually. They went off it. My guys went off it a little bit and I think they left it in the garden. So watch for things like that as well that you buy for your dogs. Don't let them leave in the garden. The monkeys, they did that. But I'm really glad, Lauren, that's worked for your dog. Yes, so there's like that one called Goodwood. There's one like a tree root. There's lots of different ones. So it's finding the one that your dog really likes. You know, remember me telling you about Eric? He absolutely loved the tree root. I bought it for Maisie for like 2 years earlier. She didn't blooming touch it. I was like, oh my God, what a waste of £8. But then Eric loved it. And yeah, for him as well, he was definitely one that wanted to chew the chairs and the tables and anything he could put his mouth around. So it massively helped him. Cool. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, have a go. Do a video. Let me show me what you're doing. So if you send me videos, guys, I'm happy, more than happy to review them and give you comments and feedback. So I think for this one especially, because it's probably the first time some of you have done this sort of training, so where you're not showing your dogs what to do, completely to do, you're getting them to think. So it's really good. Your dogs will be absolutely shattered. So short training, guys. Do not do this game for like half an hour. Short 5-10 minutes. I mean, to come and go away from it and come back to it later on. Yeah, short games, especially for the really young pups in here. You don't want to be absolutely wiping them out. Plus, you'll get bored. They'll get bored, and you'll get nowhere. Or we'll both get frustrated. The dog might get frustrated. You might get frustrated. Okay. Hey, morning, Jenna. So you've just missed it, Jenna, so you'll have to watch back, I'm afraid. So today is bed games, boundary games. Absolutely love it. So like I said earlier, it transfers to doorways. It transfers to getting in and out of the car. I didn't mention that one. How important is that one? So it really transfers to, getting out of the car. What would you do? What would happen if you broke down the motorway? Yeah, would you open the door and your dogs fly out the door? So if I'm breaking down the motorway, I am not getting out and leaving my dogs in the car while I stand up on the side. My dogs will be coming with me. I wouldn't risk leaving them in the car. Unfortunately, my mum's car broke down once and she'd left it overnight. We went back to pick it up the next day and literally a lorry had gone into it and smashed it up. So I would not be leaving my dogs. I know I wouldn't leave them overnight anyway, but I wouldn't be leaving my dogs in a vehicle while I'm not next to the motorway. So it means I can open the van up, I can get my dogs' leads on, and I can get them out of the car safely and they can come with me. Yeah, and that's due to boundary games, okay? Awesome, thank you. No worries at all, Lucy. I'll get a video up and I shall help you guys, okay? So that is it for today. I want you to go have a go at boundary games or bed games, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. But just have a go. Let's see your dogs thinking and working things out for themselves. I can't wait to see the videos. Have a super day, guys. See you later.